Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters. My name is Adam Torres, and today I am in downtown Los Angeles at one of my favorite events of the year. I'm at LatinaTu, and let me tell you, NowRep puts on an amazing, amazing event. I'm here right now with last year's president of NowRep Los Angeles, the host of, I should have probably started with that, the host of Hispanic Wealth Matters podcast on the Mission Matters Podcast Network, Jose Tejada. Jose, man, welcome back on the show, return guest.
Thank you, Adam. It's always a pleasure to be here, and it's always a pleasure to see you.
All right, so first thing first, LatinaTu, I mean, you have like 400 guests outside right now. It's one of your biggest events for NowRep of the year. I guess just before we get into today's event, LatinaTu, maybe talk a little bit about NowRep, what you've done in the past with the organization so that people at home that maybe aren't familiar know a little bit more about the organization.
Absolutely. So, like you said, I was the president of Los Angeles last year. NAREP stands for the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals, and we are on our 25th year now. It is the largest trade association for Latinos in the United States of America. We have over 100 chapters, over 60,000 members, and while it started as a real estate association, it's now a complete ecosystem. You've been to our convention and you've seen what it is. What I mean by the ecosystem is that now we also have Avance Sports, which is part of NAREP. We also have the National Hispanic Construction Alliance. We also have the Hispanic Wealth Project, which is a nonprofit arm. We have Latitude Ventures, which is venture capital with a focus on Latino-owned companies. And soon to come, we are going to have NAREP Next, which is a conference for the children of members of NAREP. In fact, that's the first year you're going to come to the convention in San Diego in this September. That's happening for the first time.
Yeah.
And these are children age 18 to 25. And then a conference where they're going to be able to network amongst themselves. And at an early age, really, the goal is to start creating that real generational change and knowledge of what networking and empowerment is as they witness their parents do it for the 3 days that we're in San Diego.
Go a little bit into today's event, LatinaTu, why this is important, maybe a little bit of the history of the event and why it's such, I believe, and if I'm off, correct me, it's a pillar of the events that NowRep LA, the Los Angeles chapter, holds every year.
Yeah, so LatinaTu is on it's one of the biggest legacies that we have in the chapter. It was created to honor Latinas in real estate. It has evolved to honor Latinas in business. So today we're going to have a variety of speakers, and I think a lot of them will be meeting with you later.
Yeah.
And we're going to speak about entrepreneurism, obviously real estate, law, and a variety of different things. And it's really the way that we look at honoring Latinas within the NAREP world and also within the culture. Latinas are extremely powerful within the Hispanic culture.
Yeah, the speakers last year, I was blown away. Oh my gosh, we had the woman that was in golf, we had the lady flipper, we had, I can't remember them all right now, it's a year ago, but even the fact that I remember a couple, I remember they were outstanding, and I'm looking forward to hearing some more of them out there today.
Yeah, I can't wait for your audience to see the clips that happened today, because today it's even more interesting, the guests that we have.
So for those of you that are watching the video at home, you can see this picture right here. This is Jose's show. For those of you that are listening to this in audio only, Hispanic Wealth Matters. It's been, what are you, a year into the show? 2 years into the show? How long have you been hosting this show now, man?
We are a year and 4 months.
Year and 4 months. I knew it was over a year, but geez. And how do you feel, man? Like to be from one side of the mic to the other? And I also see, I don't know if this is, I don't want to like spill too much beans here for the Latinos at home. You know what that means, I know. So but you're doing other media. You have other things coming out. You've been working with other projects, and I've just seen your media career just bloom and keep on going and keep on going. You're doing more and more. You did some stuff for Rate. I mean, talk a little bit more about like that and really this whole brand you're building.
Well, I really appreciate that. Look, a lot of that is thanks to you. And I really am very, very grateful for you to motivate me and push me forward to try and go into this venture. If for anybody that's ever tried podcasting or YouTubing or anything like that, episode 1 through 5 seemed like a drag, and now we're at episode 53. And,
wow, 53. So that 53, puts you at the top of the podcasters, just so you know, because most quit at like episode 20-something. So you're already
I remember
like
you
a
telling
legend.
Me that. Yeah. So 53 episodes actually starts to mean something. So now we're at the point where Hispanic Wealth Matters is getting emails for guests wanting to be on the show. And I never thought, let's call it at episode 15 that would ever happen. And now here we are, where we are in the cycle of that, and people email us on a regular basis asking to be part of the show and be part of the platform. And to me, it's an incredible honor to be able to do that. Hispanic Wealth Matters, for context, I interview a variety of entrepreneurs, not all Latinos necessarily, but within the context. And we talk about what their journey is, and also how their work impacts just wealth in a variety of aspects, whether it's mental or financial or legal. We just had a lady on one of my favorite episodes that I've ever done, where she talks about she works with high achieving Latinas in terms of achieving longevity, and she really went into the medical, the makeup of Latinas and how different that is than a lot of other ethnicities, and why it's crucial to balance that. It was really interesting.
And looking at, as this show progresses, as you get more and more guests, like when we haven't talked about this, what's your vision going forward? Like, as this grows, you're now 1.5 in, soon you'll be 2 years in. Like, what's your vision for this show long term?
My vision is to be Diary of a CEO.
Yeah.
I am infatuated with Diary of a CEO. I love his style. I would love to be a Latino Diary of a CEO with a focused lens on the Hispanic community and highlighting Latino entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
That's my dream. I think that if I can accomplish anything close to that, it would be fantastic.
And now you mentioned wealth, and obviously in your podcast and otherwise, that's what you're also working on, and you're also helping families with businesses. Talk about your day-to-day.
Yeah, so even though I wear many hats, one of the main things that I do is I do mortgage lending, and I do it. I run my business under Guaranteed Rate, or Rate Inc. for short. Within the context of Latinos, we are the only company in the United States that does A to Z process completely in Spanish, including documentation.
Wow.
So while other financial companies, even major banks, might say that they do it in Spanish, there might be pieces of it. Ours includes the documentation, which nobody does. And we found that really connected to the community in a variety of ways. You might find this interesting. For example, I had a client that was a student at Berkeley, and obviously she speaks English. She completed the application in Spanish. You know why?
Why?
Because she needed to know that her parents could know what she was doing, and what she was doing was legitimate and was okay. So she's in her early 20s, mid 20s maybe, and she wanted her parents to be able to read that,
to be a part of that, really.
And we have this saying in the Latino community that buying a home is family business. And as you know, when you go buy a house, it's not like the couple going by themselves. It's like all the tios and tias and grandma.
Everybody's got an opinion.
And everybody's got an opinion, and everyone's going to pitch in to fix it, and everyone's going to be like, "Don't worry about that. I'll paint that for you." So.
And has ideas and driveway. We can do that. We need this.
100%. So 3 years into building this project, which is called Contigo 100%, or with you 100%, we found out things that we didn't think we were going to find out. Like, for example, that English-speaking Latinos were very happy to apply and go through the process in Spanish.
Interesting. That is interesting. Huh. Talk a little bit about the leadership at Rate, and like why they are so, like, there's this thing where, and I'm not going to call it any companies, anybody specific, but sometimes people want to quote unquote get to the Latino market, and sometimes they think, oh, that's the Holy Grail, they can do this, it's a loyal, but then they kind of misstep on how they approach, and they don't necessarily always become part of and like really take what it takes to not penetrate the market, but to become part of the market. It's different. Talk about the leadership at Rate, and like why and how they've been able to be so effective, and like not just this campaign, but just in general.
Yeah, no, thank you for acknowledging that. In this journey, I've been able to sit down with CFOs, CEOs, COOs, marketing chiefs, and they ask that same question: how come it works so well for your company? And big credit to my great friend and executive Camilo Escalante and Arlen Kalinsky, who really led this drive out of Chicago. And the answer is authenticity versus parity. There's a big thing that happens there. I'll give you an example. I do about 70% of my business with Latinos. I also, in my practice, don't really do much down payment assistance. So all the time I get this question: what do you mean you work with Latinos and you don't do down payment assistance? Well, I work with Latinos like me, like you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The market has this interpretation that Latinos need down payment assistance to buy a home, right? I just did a in Spanish language, complete application, a purchase in El Segundo, California for $3 million. The guy put $1 million down. The financing was $2 million. And he did the app completely in Spanish using a bank statement loan. He owns a trucking company.
Yeah.
So when you kind of pigeonhole every Latino in a certain category, especially when it comes to finance, you're going to miss the market.
Oh, for sure.
And we just happen to understand it. And I think that that's what makes it different.
Man, that's awesome. Well, Jose, I know they're calling you. I know you got a bunch to do today, so I'm not going to take up too much of your time. But last thing I want you to do is I want you to look into the camera, tell people how they can follow you on social, how they can connect with you at Rate, listen to your show. Let them know how they can connect.
Well, I got to tell you something. One of the best things that's happened this year, and this is you're a fan of this, I'm a fan of this, is that Instagram now shows up on Google, so you can literally type my name, Jose Tejada, on a Google search, and you know what you're going to find? You're going to find Hispanic Wealth Matters. You're going to find Habla Mortgage. You're going to find a lot of stuff about me at Rate, and you're going to find my Instagram profile. It is the underscore talented underscore JT. But just type my name or put me on a chat GPT and you'll find out everything you need to know about me.
Dang, you're fancy chat GPT, the Jose
It's
Tejada.
okay.
Come
Hey,
on.
you know what? We've done this. Right? Everything stacks. We've been building. We're creating brand. And now I'm very confident to say I'm proud of whatever you find. Go find it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But just so you know, we're not going to leave you hanging as well. We'll put some links so that you can connect with Jose too in the show notes. So definitely open up the show notes and click on those links and you can head right on over. And speaking of the audience, if this is your first time with Mission Matters and you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe or follow button. This is a daily show. Each and every day we're bringing you new content, new ideas, and hopefully new inspiration to help you along the way on your journey as well. So again, hit that subscribe or follow button. And Jose, man, so much fun. Thanks again for coming back on the show. Appreciate you.
My brother. Always a pleasure.